Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Space Rogue. I've made very little progress on making profit, to be honest. Though I have encountered an alien off-screen who appears at random in the bars in the star bases, and sold me a pair of amoebic contact lenses, which are an important item for later on. So I have bought them, but that was off-screen. So what we're going to do today, I think, is we're going to take some of the advice of Sir Eld that we got last time, which is to what did he tell us today? To sell agricultural stuff on Lagrange, because we needed to go there anyway to go and find the teenage girl's sister. So we may as well take a trip over there, and that will give me a chance to show you how the wormhole system works and how going from star system to star system works in this game. And we might even find some new bits of plot and stuff along the way, and hopefully make a bit of money as well. So I'm just heading back to Hiathra here to see if they've got any agricultural stuff we can buy. It's a major starbase. Hopefully they do have something along those lines. They have sold grain before. Docking privileges at Hiathra granted. Right, sell me stuff if you please. Grain, perfect. So let's fill up on that. We paid 20 for that. Right, now we need to go to Lagrange, which is in, I think we said it was in the Deneb system, didn't we? No, we didn't. It is in Narsi, which is one beyond Deneb. Okay, so we've got 2 jumps to make, which should be okay, as long as we don't run into any bad guys. Which hopefully we shouldn't, but I guess we'll see. I'm going to save my game just in case. Save game, yes, Pete. And navigation. So we need to go to Deneb first. And then Narsi. That one goes to Deneb. That's the one we need to go to then. Spacecraft detected. Just fly through the sun. That's fine. Spacecraft detected. Spaceship sighted. Good old Busconian. Really must cover the excellent Atari 8-bit version of that on the channel someday. And we'll get around to it eventually. Right, so this is a Malia gate. A structure left behind by a definitely totally extinct alien civilization. Who is obligatory for games like this, the ancient civilization who left super advanced technology behind. Was I not going fast enough? Curses. Can't remember how fast you need to be going to get through. Let's bump it up to 30. Maybe live life on the edge. Right, here we go. Entering warp space. Excuse the flashing lights if you are sensitive to such things. Entering wormhole. Right. So these sequences are exactly as they look. You need to fly through the rings. Now you got to be a little bit careful, because if you fly too fast in cruise mode, then your ship sort of skids and drifts around. So it's probably easiest to do the sequences in mouse control mode and to keep your speed reasonably low so you can maneuver effectively, because if you miss too many rings, then you will fail your jump and you'll end up back where you started. One thing you will want to be aware of when doing the wormhole sequences is your armor bar in the bottom right corner. You see that is actually gradually declining while we're in here. That's because the wormholes contain corrosive gases that gradually eat through your ship's hull. Now you can repair that easily by getting to any base, but that does mean that there are certain travel expenses you need to bear into account if you're going back and forth between a lot of different systems. Now this jump to Deneb is quite a long distance, so you see we're in here for quite a while. But we should be okay. I think we'll stop off in Deneb. We'll do a few repairs just in case. Oh, this is a long one. Keep thinking we're coming up on the end, but no, it keeps going. It just keeps going. We are actually coming up on the end now. Here we are. Ooh. Entering Deneb. And here we are. Right. Let's set course for the nearest base. Do some repairs. So here in Deneb there is a starbase over there. And there's also this mining base here. Let's stop off on the starbase. Denebprime Starbase, ruling house of the Deneb fleet, granted to Duchess Avenstar in 2304. So we might be able to meet the Duchess while we're here. You never know. Spacecraft detected. Alright. Let's go dock. You see, your ship can go quite a lot faster than we have been going. But I tend to find there's not a lot of need to go super fast a lot of the time, because you're spending a lot of time docking with star bases going through Malaya gates and stuff like that. So I guess sticking your thrusters on full is mainly for escaping from enemies. Because if you dock and you're going too fast, you will just bounce off the starbase. I believe the upper limit for that is like 18. Right. The sign reads, visitors desiring to meet Duchess Avenstar must present themselves to the Duchess's bodyguard, Vengor, for prior approval. The guard ignores you. I am sensing a pattern here. Hold it right there, says a huge green creature outfitted in full battle armor. What business do you have with the Duchess? Before you can react, a woman's voice is heard. Let the human be, Vengor. I would grant this one an audience. Who are you? I'm Vengor, the Duchess's bodyguard. Someone has to protect her from the Hand and the Manchi, and from people like you, I bet. The Manchi here? Sure, the Manchi are everywhere these days. The bug should be squashed, if you ask me. The Duchess is waiting for you in her chambers, Vengor growls, thrusting a scaled finger towards the door in the south wall. Right then. You gonna move? Thank you. Hello. I am Duchess Avenstar, ruler of the Deneb system, says a tall, striking woman. Though we have never met, our fates are linked. She gets a box, and from within lifts a crystal sphere. This is a Jakar, a sphere of truth. You watch, transfixed by the crystal's beauty, as she places it gently into your palm. Beautiful, fragile, and deadly. The twitch of a finger can crush it, releasing an acid that eats through flesh and bone alike. As long as you answer my questions truthfully, you have nothing to fear. Tell a lie, and your twitching fingers will shatter the Jakar. It's a primitive lie detector, but effective. Now tell me, what is your spaceship's name? Well, it is called the Jolly Roger, as well you know. The Jolly Roger, just as I feared. Avenstar pauses for a moment, visibly distressed. Tell me, how did you come by this vessel? Tell the truth. When you finish your tale, Avenstar takes the Jakar and crushes it. Harmless. I would not have exposed you to any danger, but it served a purpose. The fear of it amplified your thoughts so I could discern the truth. An old psionic trick. Given the Imperial right of salvage, you are now the legitimate owner of the Jolly Roger, but be forewarned, nothing ever comes free. I know now that the ship's previous owner came to grief. It may be that you risk the same fate. Avenstar pauses and studies you for a moment, measuring you, judging you. Then she speaks. You are the one, I sense it, but you are not yet ready for the task which lies ahead. Return when you've become a seasoned warrior. So, what she's talking about there is if we go status and person, you can see our repute value is currently unknown. That increases as you have successful combats. So we need to build that up and basically level up until we are trustworthy enough for her to trust us with something. Right, what are your prices like here? Hybrid grain I bought for... What are you selling first? No, I think I'll hold on to it for the moment. I do want to do some repairs. Walk away from me, thank you very much. Fix armor. 100% for 40 credits. So it's not too expensive, but it is an ongoing expense you need to be aware of. Right, let's get moving and head for Nasi. Let's save as well. Question is, where is the gate? Is it this one? Features Malaya Gate Nebula. No, I think that's going to be the one to Arcturus. So I think what we actually want is this one. So you have to determine that from the relative position of them on the star map that you get in the box will help you to judge where they're likely to lead. So I'm pretty sure this is the correct one, but I guess we'll find out. There it is. You can enter them from either end. It doesn't matter which way you go into them. But you do have to be going fast enough in order to sort of break through and enter the wormhole. Accelerate! Oops, through the wall. Yeah, that didn't work. It was going a bit fast then and went off course. So let's spin around. You see that there is a certain amount of kind of momentum. If you're going too fast and you make a sharp turn like that, you'll continue sort of drifting around the direction you were originally going. And as I said in the first episode, the Newtonian flight mode allows you to do that deliberately. So you can keep flying in one direction and face another way. Right, this jump should be a little bit shorter than the one we did before. It's 5 light years compared to the 17 light years that we did previously. Again, let's just be a bit careful, not go too fast. 15 is usually about a safe speed to do this at. Can probably go a bit faster, but like I say, if you're going too fast, then you risk drifting off course when you have to steer around some of these corners. But yeah, you see we're nearly done already. This is a much shorter jump. Entering Darcy. I was right. Jolly good. Oh, before I do that, actually, let's save just in case we run into any hostiles. And we're looking for the Lagrange mining station. Which is where exactly? Is it that one? Where are we at? Lagrange mining station, producer of the highest grade ores. Because the Lagrange mining station is actually on a planet, you'll see that it's actually moved out of our way while we were attempting to dock with it, and it's done it again. There we go. Right, we have got to deal with these antimatter shards while we're here, though. I think that's what those are. Where's the bloody station? There it is. Right, so we might take a little bit of damage while we're getting there, but hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, actually, that is quite bad. Let's try and avoid these as best we can then. Yeah, you know what? That's way too dangerous. I'm just going to move over here until the planet gets out of that that little field there. There we go. Yeah, that could have been nasty. So mining station like this, docking with this, you literally just bump into it. That's all you have to do. Doesn't matter where. And then you will land safely on it. Better buy my grain for a good price. Docking privileges at Lagrange mining station granted. It's always nice to have star travelers stop by. We don't get many out this way. Because you're in the middle of an antimatter field. Right. First things first, let's sell our stuff. Please give me a good price. Please. Oh, some of it's spoiled. Ooh. Okay, so some of it's spoiled, but that is a huge profit. We incurred some expenses along the way because we have to repair our ship. The sign reads, if this power plant fails, call 367-21309 for service. Ask for Bert. Yeah, so we've incurred some expenses. Is there no repair shop on this station? Oh, this could be a problem. There's got to be a repair shop somewhere. That's the bar. You're just buying and selling stuff. That's just nothing. That's your power plant. You. The teenage girl before you is wearing a hive suit. All the rage among the youth of the Faran. Hi, I'm Tiwa. Are you a rogue? Before she can respond, she goes on. Ever play Hive? I can get into the credit drops. Credit drops? Yeah, from the 5th drop on up, you win credits. My sister Sibak plays almost as good as me. We're identical twins, you know. It's kind of neat. Too bad I don't get to see her much. She lives on Heathra with our mum. Hey, maybe you can do me a favour. Sure, what? Oh great, I wrote my sister a letter. Could you deliver it? I don't trust the mail. Not since the bugs started attacking the mail ships. Nothing gets through. Let me just finish it up. She scrawls a few more lines and hands you the letter. Well, that's good, isn't it? You approach a creature that looks entirely too much like a carnivorous dinosaur. It's big, green and scaly, with a spiked tail and razor-sharp teeth. A little one, it hisses cheerfully. I will enjoy this. You may call me Borf. I'm a Sishash Ang philosopher. Will you join me in a drink? The bar offers a fine Sishaz ale. Philosopher? Yes, a student of human folly, says Borp. Sure you won't try some Sishaz ale? Human folly? Borp rests his hands on his scaly belly and begins to pontificate. Human history, he says, is driven by foolishness. Look at Mycon 3, your skirmishes with the Manchi, or your leaders. Tell me about Mycon 3. You humans have such short memories. Mycon 3 was a thriving mining station, and drifting shard fields threatened its existence. Rather than take basic precautions, you let it fall victim to the shards. Such a waste. Tell me more about human folly and the Manchi. Your strife with the Manchi is entirely avoidable. Your two species do not compete in any way. Only the humans' irrational fear of the Manchi fuels the battle cry. Your leaders are either too old or too ambitious to rule effectively. Look at Hiathra or Koth. Such foolishness. No thanks. You've heard rumours of Sisha's drinking habits and you're not sure you could survive them. A hasty retreat seems in order. Psst. Hey buddy. This is a rusty beat-up robot. You look like somebody who knows a good deal. I've got some special items if you've got the scratch. What items? Here's the deal. You pay 100 credits up front, then you reach into this grab bag and pull out an item. It's yours to keep. I won't be promising anything, but some folks have gotten real steals. What do you say, buddy? Sure, why not? Smart move, buddy. Now reach in and grab the prize, the robot says, holding out an oily sack, bulging with irregularly shaped objects. You thrust your hand in and pull out a fission-powered field generator. Too bad the Imperium hasn't used fission power in 100 years, says the robot, tossing the generator down the garbage chute. It's been a pleasure doing business. By the way, the name's Robo Crook. Well, I must be moving along before one of those guards starts sniffing this way. See you around. Now, if I remember correctly, you can actually get like a fake license from that guy to sell contraband. So that's like the precautions. Sir Eld was telling us about the appropriate precautions today. Oh, methane is very cheap here. Alright, let's buy a bunch of methane and take it back to Hiathra. Yeah, there does not appear to be a repair shop on this station. Let me just check the map. Are there any other outposts in this sector? No. No. Okay. So we're just going to have to be very careful on the way back. But that should be okay. It should be okay, because it's only a short hop to Deneb. And we can get some repairs there, we know that. So let's do that. Let's save first, eh? And I believe it's that one. Traveller's advisory. Shard fields have drifted into Malaya Gate. Proceed with caution. Well, that's not fun, is it? Is that the right way to go? Oh, I need to check the map again. Ah, see. Yes, there's only 2 gates in this sector. And unfortunately, the one in the field is the one we need to go to. So let's just hope this doesn't end in horrible disaster. No, no, we're okay. It is actually clear in the immediate vicinity of the gate. think we're closer to this side, aren't we? We're bang in the middle. Right, and turn. And thrust. And off we go. Alright, so let's try doing the wormhole with the keyboard just as an experiment. Quite a steep turn to make there. It's doable though. Like I say, this jump isn't an especially long one either, so we don't have to worry too much. We'll get some repairs in Deneb. Oh, another ship. Not a hostile one though, thankfully. Right. Set course for Starbase. Here it is. And then once we've done this, we can get some repairs, we can head back to Hiathra, we can deliver our letter, we can hopefully make some profit on that methane we bought. And we will gradually accumulate some wealth. Where's your service area? Guess the Duchess must like you. Can't see why now, says Vengor, glowering down at you with burning red eyes. Say nothing. How much will you pay for methane? Not that much. It's a profit, but it's only a small profit. Let's get our repairs done. Fix my armor. Thank you very much. Alright, time to save again, just in case. And I believe that should be the right one. Another antimatter field, that's not fun. Under attack. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I guess we got to do this. Let's hope. Oh. I might switch to mouse control for this. Engine hit. No, it's not good. Blast him. I got a terrible laser at the moment. Now in the middle you can see information about your opponent. You can see that his tactic at the moment is to close in on us. His armor level is going down a little bit with each shot we do. But it's also probably a good idea to let our laser recharge a little bit. You'll see the little dots next to the M there shows how charged our laser is. And if you can hit him when it's more heavily charged, you'll do more damage. If you look at the arm number, that's basically how many hit points he's got left. And if we hit him with a fully charged laser, we do 10 damage. He's switched to a ram strategy now, so he's trying to actually crash into us. But if we can knock him down enough, then he might actually... We've taken his engines out. Yeah, he's trying to ram us. He's closing in on us again. Where's he gone? There you are. Down to 31 armor. He's slightly out of range now, I think. Now, interestingly, your lasers in this will only fire if you're going to hit them. So, there we are. Bounty awarded for kills, 64 credits. Lovely stuff. Right, we have damaged our engine, which is unfortunate, but we can deal with that. Oh, I left it on mouse control. I shouldn't have done that, because like I say, when it's on mouse control, everything goes much slower. But anyway. Right, we want to go there. And we want to helm. I have no idea why it goes so much slower when the mouse control is activated, but it does. That is just what happens. I'm glad we got through our first fight, though. It's encouraging. Ship has arrived at destination. Cockpit. Right. Get rid of that mouse control. Like I say, the mouse control is absolutely fine when you're in space. It's just any of those 2D modes that you switch to. It slows things to an absolute crawl for some reason. Just a little quirk of games from the era. Always fun. But yeah, so you hopefully saw from that combat encounter that you're not completely useless from the outset of the game, thankfully. But you do have to be a bit careful. Oh, drifting off course. Come on. Come on now. It's going to be too late, isn't it? Yeah. Through the other end. Oh yeah, my engines are absolutely knackered, aren't they? They're just making me drift off everywhere. All right, let's go repair. I think that's the sensible thing to do. So you saw you got a bounty for destroying that ship as well, because presumably it was a pirate. It wasn't a huge bounty, but it does mean that once you're in a position where you can handle combat without having to worry too much, you can make a fair bit of money from destroying bad guys. And since you need to get your repute up to get Duchess Avenstar interested in you anyway, it's worth kitting yourself out to be able to survive combat. Now, I doubt that one encounter had much impact on our fame, but yeah, we're still unknown. But that's okay. That's okay. Where is the starbase? There it is. You might be able to see with our knackered engines, it's making it a little bit more difficult to change direction. We drift for a bit longer than we would do normally. So I don't really fancy attempting to fly through a wormhole in that state. But our army didn't take any damage, at least. So that's nice. Slow it down. Slow it down. I don't think we were going too fast to dock, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Docking privileges at Denebprime granted. Alright. Fix my ship, please. No, not you again. Hello. Fix my systems. It costs 20 to fix my engine, that's alright. Fix armor. Another 4 credits, might as well. Right. Let's try that again, shall we? Save game. Yes, Pete. Right, set a course for the Malaya Gate. Now, with any of those spacecraft detected moments, you can just press the button and you can choose to encounter them if you wanted to. So if you wanted to take the pirate route, you can do. And there is actually a faction in the game who will support you in that career decision if you want to. But as always, in games like this, deliberately going the criminal route makes things a bit more difficult for you. It can be a lot more profitable, of course, because you can raid merchant ships and you can destroy them and you can take their cargo. But it's also a lot more risky. So it's an option you only really want to take once you're armed to the teeth, really. Right. and get ready for the long jump, as it were. Right, mouse control on for this one, I think. Let's go a little bit faster. Okay, 17 is still okay. The sharp corners you want to be careful on. Push it to 18. Yeah, we're still in control. Okay. 18 is doable. Thankfully, the armor repairing expenses are not too excessive, so... And I get the impression they're primarily in the game to give you some sort of travel expense. So there's no fuel or anything to worry about. So your main expense going from place to place is the damage you suffer going through the wormholes. I believe there is an item you can get later in the game that, I don't know if it eliminates it entirely, but it certainly reduces it. So that is quite a handy thing to get your hands on. But I'm not sure where or when you get that. And we've made it. Yeah, we got through with quite a bit less damage, going at 18 instead of 15. Entering Coronis. Alright, let's head. Ohiathra. I really like this game. I've always liked it, and it's one of those games that I could appreciate on a certain level as a child. Like I say, I just enjoyed this as a sort of space tourist simulator when I was a kid, going from place to place, visiting places, not really knowing what was going on, but enjoying the experience of being able to fly my own spaceship, go to different places, discover different things, all that kind of thing. And now as an adult, obviously I appreciate it a lot more because I understand what's going on. I know how the game works a bit better, and I can appreciate what it's doing. And I find it really interesting because under the hood, this is a lot more RPG than conventional space sim. So things like your armor bar that you've got there, that is your hit points. You can increase your hit points by buying more armor for your ship. You can get equipment for your ship. You can get more powerful weapons. And so on. So despite having the trappings of Elite and often being compared to Elite in reviews from back in the day, because a lot of reviews just didn't have the frame of reference to make any other comparison, this is a very distinct experience. Alright, armor repaired. Buy my methane for a good price, if you please. It's okay. It's not an amazing price, but it's an okay price. What we really want to do is another one of those agricultural runs, really. Do I want to buy the new laser yet? I don't think I do just yet. I want to get a little bit more money in the bank first. Where was Girly? Was she on this station or was she on the other one? She's on this one, according to my notes. I just can't remember where. There she is. You're back, right? You say to the teenage girl who's a clone of Tiwa. I've got a letter from your sister. Oh, thank you so much, she squeals, tearing the letter open. Hey, there's a message in here for you. Tiwa writes, if you want to beat Hive, do 3 things. Number 1, hide in the tall grass where you can. Number 2, go after mounds, not bugs. Number 3, if there's too many bugs, put your back to a rock and start blasting. Fry a bunch, then go on. Boy, that's wicked neat. Zabak sounds as if she could ramble on for hours about Hive, her sister, or anything else under the stars. You have more pressing matters, so you say goodbye and move on. Alright. What have we got for purchase here? We've got some grain again? We have. Let's go make some more profit. Who are you? You see a bizarre creature with phosphorescent orange skin and a mass of tentacles for a head, slurping a beer. It looks at you with all 12 of its eyes and says, "Greetings, humankind. Join us for a drink." Sure. Did you know, human, says Vida, passing you a beer, that we are sellers specialize in bioproducts. We fabricate all kinds of useful items from living tissue. Perhaps we could interest you in one. This is the guy I bought the contact lenses from. Amoebic contact lenses. These tiny organisms will protect your eyes from intense light. Great for watching novas. They work by burrowing into the optic nerve where they can shut down the receptors if the light's too bright. Only 250 credits. No thanks, because I've already got some. Oh well, I'm afraid we must be shuffling along now, human. Goodbye. At least I think I've got them, haven't I? Status, person, possessions, keycard, pilot's license, and amoebic lenses. Yes, I've already got them, so I don't need to buy those again. Let's have a quick go at Hive before we leave today, because I want to show you this. This is the galaxy's hottest arcade game, Hive. Welcome to Hive, the arcade game of the century, brought to you by Origin. Insert credit. Combat drop number 1 is underway. Prepare to deploy on this planet's surface. Right, so in Hive, you wander around the map and you have to find the alien hives. Or mounds, rather. And so you just use the standard movement controls. There's a mound there. So we want to blast that until it goes away. Except it doesn't want to go away, apparently. We have to do something different there. Let the bug come out. That's not blowing up, is it? Oh, okay, you have to stand right next to the mound and shoot it to destroy it. But you will want to get rid of the bugs before you do that. And obviously not get eaten by the bugs. Recall! So once you've done that, that's the end of the level. Get back on your ship. And then it takes you to the next level. Drop number 2. You see all the damage you've done to the scenery is still there. Alright, 6 mounds to do this time. That, I believe, is the sound of bugs appearing. 4 mounds left to go. Oh, so that is the sound of a mound appearing. So you need to listen out for that and go after it. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. 2 more to go. Where have you gone? Oh, God. Loads of them. Loads of bugs. Uh-oh. A pair of Manchi grab hold of your battle suit and rip you in half. You lose. Alright, let's have one more go at that. I can't remember what level she said you start winning credits on. I suspect it's not many credits, but if it's another means of making money, so much the better. Where are you? You little buggers. Right, one more to go. Where is it? Ooh, down there. Recall! I find it quite amusing that this game is effectively in-universe propaganda, because the bugs are the Manchi who the humans are at war with. And so this is like the equivalent of like a Call of Duty game for us, being sort of pitching a real world opponent in a war as the in-game opponent, which is not something that normally happens, because a lot of these games claim to have stories ripped from the headlines and such like, but they pretty much always make up some sort of fictional former Soviet state or Middle Eastern territory or something like that. Alright, 2 more mounds to go. Around here somewhere. Up there. Clear out some of the bugs first. One more. This is a fun little diversion. I think it's a nice use of the 2D engine from the game to do something a bit different. Because as far as I'm aware, there's no actual combat in the on-foot sequences in this. There is a sequence where you are being chased by a monster, the aforementioned Basruti disaster, there is a monster running around on that base. But you don't actually do any fighting on foot, so there's no like ultimate combat system in this. So this game is the closest you come to fighting on foot, and it's quite a good implementation. I remember being a bit disappointed back in the day that that the scrolling in this was so jerky. It's using the tile-based scrolling rather than scrolling smoothly. But I am less fussy about such things now. I understand why they took that approach now as well, because that's how the game engine works. Oh, bugs everywhere. The important thing is that the controls are quite nice and responsive. So even though it might look a bit janky, it does play okay. It does play okay. There's good response to your movement controls in particular, which is important because you need to get away from the Banshee. Anyway, let's leave that for now. And let's take a trip back to Nasi for the last thing we do today. And go and sell our grain for huge profit again, hopefully. Let's save first. Right, so first off to Deneb via this one. Spacecraft detected. So I think my priority is I want to get the Sapphire laser, which I think is 1400 credits. So that if we do get into combat, we can do a bit more damage, and thus hopefully get out of combat a bit more efficiently. Then we'll look at upgrading. Then we need to look at upgrading armor and shields as well. Now, I feel like in both of those cases, it's might be worth your time to just take aim for the best one straight away. Although at the same time, if you've got better armor and shields and weaponry, you can take on stronger bounties, which will help you earn some more money. So I don't know. To upgrade gradually or all at once? That is the question. Accelerate! Whee! Right, mouse control, if you please. And let's accelerate up to 18. We were fairly comfortable with last time. So yeah, I'm really surprised this game doesn't get talked about more these days, because as far as I'm aware, Chris Roberts cited it as a fairly important influence on him developing the Wing Commander series, and then Wing Commander itself would go on and have a game a bit like this in the form of Privateer. Warren Spector was involved with this as well, but this was primarily the work of a guy called Paul Neurath. And he did a wonderful job, as far as I'm concerned. And it makes me a bit sad that we don't really get games like this anymore. I mean, sure, there's a few. There's No Man's Sky, there's Elite Dangerous, but neither of them are quite like what this offers. Both of those really rely on their massive, massive scale. And they just don't have the personality that this game does. Like I say, I feel the biggest strength of this game is the RPG aspect. The fact that you feel like you're a person in this universe and that you matter and that you have something to contribute. At the same time, it's clear at the start of the game that you are not the most important person in the room. There is other stuff going on that is beyond your control. And as the game progresses, you become more important. You take a greater importance in everything that's going on. But at this point in proceedings, you're just a dude with the spaceship. You're just a dude with a spaceship who is just flying around, minding his own business, trading, trying not to get blown up by pirates, and so forth. Alright, let's stop off for a few repairs here. Docking privileges at Denebprime granted. Alright. Fix me up, baby. I want to check something. Check the ship. Laser gun, it's War Shield 1 on board. We do have that stealth box, and there's our grain. Oh, it tells you what you paid for. It tells you what you paid for the stuff in your inventory. That's quite useful. We have spoiled one of our grain already, which is unfortunate. But if we can make a similar amount of profit to what we did before, that's not a problem. Right, it was that one, wasn't it? Onwards! Yeah, I always like little bits of the design in this as well. Like everything looks a bit beaten up and battered. It's like you're not flying a glamorous spaceship in this at all. As I said in my original review video of this, you're basically flying the interstellar equivalent of a full transit as me service for 10 years. And so there's scratches and nicks everywhere, and there's wires sticking out of your panel and all sorts. Right, onwards to Nasi. I don't know if these wormhole patterns are fixed. I don't think so. I don't think you can learn them. But I could be wrong. I haven't been paying that much attention. I do remember finding these sequences quite frustrating when I was a kid, before I realised the sort of skidding mechanic. Before I figured out that if you are going too fast, then you're going to have a bad time in there. Because the temptation once you're in there is just to accelerate as much as possible. Oh, I left the mouse control on again. Let's turn that off before we frustrate ourselves. Mouse control off. There we go. Under attack. In a shard field. This is not good. This is not good. But let's see what happens. Oh, definitely not good. Where is our friend? Wasp. I think you're the same kind we fought before. And I'm pretty sure I can deal with you. As long as I don't take too much damage from these antimatter shards. Oh, he's taking damage as well. That's what some of those noises were. He's taking damage from the antimatter shards because he's an idiot for confronting me in an antimatter field. Ooh, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Ooh. Ouch. Well. Mouse control on again. Damn it. I don't think you can turn it off from here. Well, we're going to need some repairs. I think we are going a little bit slower through here as well. Please let me get to you before you move. Come on. Right. Now I know there's no repair place here. But I'm sure we'll be fine. There's another ship. A friendly one, thankfully. It's annoying that there's no repair facilities on this station. But we'll just have to deal with these things as they come. That is the nature of the game. Yeah, we are much slower than normal. Docking privileges at the Grange mining station granted. It's always nice to have Star Traveller stop by. Is there really no repair place here? No, there's just those two landing pads. And your commodities exchange here. Not more spoiled this time. But still significant profit. So that's good. Don't remember my way around. Tiwa squeals with delight. Hi, my sister just called on the comlink. She was so excited. She told me that she got my letter. You're just the best helping us out like this. Hey, maybe I can return the favour. You're a rogue, right? Well, yes. Zibak was telling me about this guard who hangs his vac suit in her room. He keeps a key card in the suit's pocket. I bet a rogue like you could use one of those cards to sneak around and stuff. You thank Tiwa for the information and move on. Okay, so that key card I got right at the start of the game, that is how you find out about it. You see a ragged man? Oh, we met him before. Leave quickly. I'll get my money, you hear? The man raves. He is obviously beyond reason at this stage. They feel it prudent to make a quick exit. No, that really is everything there is to do on this place. Which is most unfortunate. I guess we're going to have to risk flying back to Deneb with a knackered ship then. Let's do that as the last thing we do today. Save game. I'm going to call it problem. Just so I've got a separate save, just in case. Just in case. Helm! Spacecraft detected. Yeah, it is. It's taking a little while to fly through those antimatter fields now. I wonder if it's in our interests to... No, it's only 2 squares. Alright, we're all good. We're all good. Now, let's see if having damaged engines causes problems when attempting to fly through a wormhole. You never know until you try. Gonna have to maneuver quite carefully, I think. Alright, we're okay at this speed. Just ease it round. Ease it round nice and gently. And accelerate. There we go. Right. Hold tight. This is going to be bumpy. But thankfully, it is only a short trip. Maybe I will keep the speed down just a little bit for now. Just until I'm sure what our maneuverability is like. And we're doing okay. Push it a little bit. I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, this is such a short jump, there's not really anything to worry about. Okay, all good. So as long as we can safely get back to the starbase, we should be okay. Oh, left mouse control on again. It's quicker to go back and turn it off than it is to endure the painful frame rate. Spacecraft detected. No one should attack me this close to the starbase, surely? Famous last words? Under attack. Ship has arrived at destination. Jolly good. Oh, well, that's the wrong side of the starbase to be facing, isn't it? I do like the docking sequences in this because I know you don't have to be precise or anything with them, but it does always feel like you're actually landing on something. Docking privileges at Denebprime granted. Done a routine check of your cargo hold and found everything in order. Apart from some mouldy grain in the corner. Right, please fix my stuff. Fix systems, fix the engine, fix the force shield, fix the armor. Marvellous! Right, I think now let's buy a laser. Yeah, let's get a sapphire laser. Alright, so I assume that replaces what we had before. If I check our ship, laser sapphire, force shield 1, we still got 1,147 credits. Okay, that's progress. That is a significant upgrade. What have you got on offer? Titanium, antibiotics. Ooh, souvenirs are quite cheap here. Let's buy some souvenirs and take them back to Hiathra. And then we'll call it a day. So not gonna be huge profit on this, I don't think, but better than nothing. Better than nothing. Alright. Save back in my original slot now. Now that I know we're safe. And set course. Coronas. No one attack me. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm having a good time. It can be easy not to make time for old games when there's all sorts of new and exciting things available to play all the time. But there's just something nice about going back to something from this era that still holds up very well today, like this game does. And just taking the time to enjoy it properly. This is something I've been meaning to do for absolutely years at this point. And as I say, making a video of my experiences, or making multiple videos of my experiences, seems like the ideal excuse to spend some time playing this properly and see how far we can get and see if we can actually finish it. Because I don't think I ever finished a game on either the Atari 8-bit or the Atari ST. Like, completing a game was seen as a massive achievement. Largely because a lot of the games were so impossibly difficult. And in the case of the Atari 8-bit in particular, arcade-style games just didn't have an end. But there were a lot of ST games that did have a conclusion. I tell a lie, I think I finished King's Quest as a kid. Probably with some help from my mum. But I certainly never finished this. Never finished Starflight. Never finished Times of Law is another one I want to have a look at some point. And so I think going forward, this is something we're going to take some time to explore here on the channel. We're going to do some long playthroughs of some older stuff that deserves to have more time given to it than just a quick look in an initial video. Those quick looks have been quite valuable to me because it's through those quick looks that I discovered, for example, that the early Ultima games are nowhere near as daunting as I thought they were. For one thing. And so it's been quite valuable from that perspective. But I also think it's easy and tempting to fall into a situation where you go, right, I've played that, I've covered that for half an hour. That's all it needs. When a lot of these games were designed to be played for hours, days, weeks, months. Like for this playthrough, I'm not going to promise we're going to play it efficiently or get through it in a particularly timely manner. It's just going to be something that we're going to play. We're going to see how it goes. Hopefully, we'll enjoy the experience. I'm certainly enjoying the experience, and I hope you are too. because that is what this channel is all about, really. It's about playing some old games and you having the opportunity to explore and enjoy them together with me, as if we're sitting together in front of that old Atari ST playing it together. Because that's what we did back in the day. I would have a friend over, we would sit in front of the computer and we would play a game. It wouldn't necessarily be a two-player game, it could be something like this, and we would play it together. And we would each take a turn at the controls. We would offer suggestions on what to do next. We would get excited at things like things like meeting the teenage girls who, although they were presented as tiny little 8x8 sprites, have a lot of personality to them thanks to the writing. And actually that is one thing I remember finding very striking when I played this as a kid. When I was a kid, I used to like to write my own reviews of stuff, and I would print them out. I would type them up using Atari Writer on the Atari 8-bit, and I would print them out and I would put them in a little folder. And my parents would go through them and they would check them, and that was a big part of how I got into contributing to Page 6 magazine, is because I had done those just because I wanted to. Oh, that's not a huge profit, is it? Oh well, never mind. Let's just get rid of them. Get rid of all this junk. It's stinking at my cargo hold. But yeah, writing those things was something that got me started in basically what I do now. And one of the things I found really striking about this game was this sequence where you're flying back and forth between these two teenage girls who are in different star systems, and they react to you in a particular way, and yeah, I found it very striking. Sibak runs up to you and throws her arms around you. Welcome back, Rogue. Have you heard from Tiwa? I just miss her so much. Did I tell you I got to 9th drop in Hive? Can you believe it? It was just so awesome. Sibak sounds as if she could ramble on for hours about Hive, her sister, or anything else under the stars. You have more pressing matters, so you said goodbye and move on. But like that's nice, isn't it? And that was... having someone run up to you and throw their arms around you, even though it was written in text, was not something I'd experienced in a video game before, and I found that really striking. And I remember when I wrote my own little review of Space Rogue for my special folder, that was one of the things I absolutely fixated on, because I found it fascinating and exciting and yeah, really cool. Anyway, we've rambled on for long enough today, so let's save our game and call it a day today. Let me just make sure that's all saved. Alright, so let's leave that there for today. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.